Here's left. Pulls up, looking for the lead, and he got it. Jaylen Williams, 2 seconds, 111-109. Now SGA, probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Jaylen Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Topic Thunder podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Hunsinger at Thunder Chat. We're part of the D-League Network. I don't have to ask the guys how we're doing. The vibes are the highest they have ever been at this point in terms of the Topic Thunder podcast, because the Thunder, they didn't even just steal a victory in Indianapolis tonight. They just took him, and they just took over down the stretch. And it's really funny. Peek behind the curtain, I was talking to Cone earlier about, hey, we're plotting tonight. And, we was talking our predictions. I was like, dude, I really just want to see us beat Indy in the clutch. Because, everybody talks about the only way the Thunder is going to be able to win is if they're going to blow out a team. And I was like, I'll take a win however I can get it. But, I want to see us win in the clutch. And Cone, we freaking did it, man.
We won in the clutch, baby. I said I'll take a double-digit win, but we win in the clutch, win by 7 points. Can I just talk about how multiple times throughout the series I've referenced the Denver series, how scarily similar everything has been so far?
Mm-hmm.
Game 1,
Very
heartbreaking loss. Game 2, win comfortably at home. Game 3, right there for most of the game and just kind of fall apart at the end to lose on the road and go down 2-1. Game 4, clutch time, big response win, big buckets from Shai down the stretch to go ahead and close it out. Free throw stuff at the end as well, but the Thunder slammed the door shut. It's 2-2. We're going back to OKC. You defend home court, you win the NBA Finals. It's 0-0. Quite literally, it's 0-0.
You must not have had Shai smiling after Game 3 on. No one must have photographed it for this series because he must have smiled at some point, because that would have made it perfect for the Nuggets series.
But Jack said we won like the Pacers and they lost like the Thunder.
We won that game like the Pacers. That's what I was going to say. We out-Pacers the Pacers. That's what the Pacers do.
Hey, man. No, this is a crazy win.
Yeah.
We hit 3 threes in a basketball game in the NBA Finals in 2025 and won. That's unbelievable. And
look at this point differential. Can you guys,
it's
backwards.
It's reversed.
Shoot, my bad. I don't know how I can reverse the camera, but it's crazy.
But man, it feels incredible. Obviously, job's not done.
No,
Can't get too excited or anything like that. 2-2, but what a fucking win, man, from the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah.
And again, I want to say, I just don't understand. I know we were down 10 at one point, down 8, whatever. I don't understand how people can doom on the timeline when we have seen this team do this entire season, fight back. It doesn't matter what happens. They won 68 games. They haven't lost 2 games in a row these entire playoffs. I said it when we lost Game 3. They were going to bounce back. They were going to win.
Yep.
They did so. It's tied up. Again, job is not finished, but just an unbelievable. This is a championship type win for the Thunder.
Richard Jefferson said on the broadcast too, Thunder fans are just imploding on the timeline, all over themselves after every little bucket that the Pacers have. We cut it to 2, they hit 2 threes, go up 8. There's it's over. For the 20th time of the game, it's over. Richard Jefferson said in the fourth quarter, it's listen, when you're playing a good team on the road in the playoffs, things aren't going your way. The fact that you are with them 7-8 points, you've got to feel good about that, but you've got to execute. You've got to go out there and finish the job. And to their credit, they finished the job. And guys, we make the mistake, doing single large item. I toss it to you guys, and sometimes we try to be different. We just have to start talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because he has never. There has never been a more MVP Herculean fourth quarter clutch performance in Thunder history, obviously, but it's up there with the greats. Peek behind the curtain, my friends were talking crazy about Shai. I'm they're foul baiting. He's foul baiting and all that. And after the game, I just let them have it. I tore into them, and I said that y'all talked the whole game. The Thunder win. Shai goes on this generational run in the fourth quarter, and in the fourth quarter, man, 15 points in 11 minutes down the stretch. It was a plus 16 in that quarter. Shot 50% from the field. Obviously hit all 8 of his free throw attempts, which is phenomenal. Getting to the line 8 times.
A couple of technical free throws too, which he's had trouble with.
Yeah. So some of those were just like technical free throws, some like unforced errors, like, not anything directly affected by him. He's just got to go to the line. But, it's not all the time that Shai just goes 100% from the stripe and he hit all of them. And, the stabilizing buckets, man, I think we cut it to like 1, and then the Pacers scored again. And then Shai was able to come down the other end, and he got a tough layup. They scored again. He came down the other end, hit a catch and shoot 3 off of a dub pass. They come down and score again. Or no, they didn't score after that. We get a stop. I think Chet actually got a block. Comes down, Shai hits that step back jumper to put us up 1. And if I'm not mistaken, like did we lose the lead after that jumper?
I don't think so. I think we held the lead the rest of the way.
Yeah, I think that, and that was a timeout Pacers. Obviously there's a dead ball, there was a stoppage, and we just came out and we executed the rest of the game defensively. We'll talk about the rest of the game here in a minute, but Shai had a huge block on Tyrese Halliburton down the stretch before that scoring flurry. That I
can't believe they didn't get that rebound. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think it honestly kind of woke Shai up, because they were hunting Shai in game 3. They were hunting Shai in game 4. It's a strategy, wear him down on offense to where he has to work so hard, and then attack him on defense and make that a focal point. And Howie got the switch on Shai. He was trying to cook up, trying to get 3. Shai was able to block the 3. Again, we didn't get the free throw, or we didn't get the rebound. I think Dort actually fouled on the rebound. But after that, that's when Shai woke up. And he absolutely tore them up on offense.
Bro, those like that consecutive group of possessions where it was like loose ball foul or like loose ball foul and all those rebounds, I was actually going to lose my mind. On the Shai note, that 3 that he hit is by far the biggest shot of his career so far. Incredible. Not even close.
That play too. It was basically like 2-on-2. I loved that play so much. It was him and Dub and Neesmith and Nembhard. Nobody else was on the court, and they just played 2-on-2.
And the shot clock's winding down, like no time. The offenses again struggled to make something work, make anything open. That was kind of the story of the night. Was the Thunder just hit tough bucket after tough bucket. And also, I want to say they played with force, which they did not do in Game 3. Yeah, and it was great to see. People they got downhill, they attacked over and over and over again. And that's what happened in Game 2. That's what happened for a majority of Game 1 before it kind of fell apart at the end. The Pacers can't stop the Thunder from getting into the paint. They can't. So attack downhill, and Dub, we'll talk about him in a moment, but he did an unbelievable job on that front. But that 3 from Shai, you want to talk about an MVP, superstar, finals MVP, legacy type of making moment. We go on to win this series. That is one that is talked about for so long. Yep. That was the shot. That was the moment where I'm like, that put us only down 1, but that was the moment where I'm like, we are going to, I constantly have confidence, but that was the one that sent me 100%. We were going to win this game. I just refuse to believe that Shai is going to let us lose this basketball game. And he did it. The Pacers did such a good job of being physical. Nembhard has played unbelievable defense on Shai. He's been incredible. He's been really physical. It's a lot of stuff that we do. It's hand checking. It's physicality. It's what you see in the NBA Finals. And Shai has done a great job of, specifically in that fourth quarter, they get him the ball. They got that switch on Neesmith over and over again. And he would slow it down a little bit, back him down, hit a turnaround midi, or he got that one where he pump faked a little bit, got Neesmith up in the air, his arm. Twice, he got Neesmith's arm stuck out, got those free throws off of him. People talk about foul baiting or whatever. When you're playing a physical Pacers team in the NBA Finals and you got to slow the game down, that's the way to do it. Get to the free throw line. Get them making mistakes, because they're tired too. They're going to make mistakes. They're not a perfect basketball team. And just the block on Tyrese Halliburton too, that's that was a momentum shifting play. Even though they ended up, I think, getting free throws because it was the loose ball foul after that. Yeah. That was a big play. And just in general, building off of that, I guess I'll kind of go into one of my things. I got to shout Chet. I know there's been some rough moments offensively for him, but the defense in that fourth quarter was unbelievable from Chet. There were multiple possessions where Tyrese Halliburton got Chet on an island and said, "I am going to cook him," and Chet held up. He got a good look at it.
On a hurt ankle too, bro. He hurt his ankle so many
twice in a row.
His shin hit someone else's leg. He was going through it. I think it was Richard Jefferson who said on the broadcast, there's not a lot of meat on that bone. That was just straight bone to bone. Yeah. And
I know the feeling.
Yeah, we've all been there before. And the way that he held up, like Haliburton got a pretty good look at a three, but he was like kind of fading off to this, like he got good space, but he was fading off to the side a little bit. There was one from pretty deep, which I think ended up being an air ball or barely clipped the side of the rim or the front of the rim, one of those two. There was that one play where he drove in and Chet went ahead and shut him off. And I don't remember what happened after that. I think it might've been that might've been the shot clock violation. But Chet's defense was ridiculous. And the rebounding too. There were a couple moments down the stretch where we had issues, getting, the loose ball fouls, that one off the Shai block. It was just unfortunate. Like I was screaming in real time, like turn around, like grab the basketball. But you just don't anticipate Haliburton getting blocked like that, to be honest. But I felt like Chet's rebounding was so huge in this game too. The way that he closed out so many possessions.
6 in the fourth quarter.
6 rebounds, 4 offensive boards on the night, 14 and 15. That huge double-double that we needed from him. It was also that putback dunk in the fourth quarter, just running in, like, again, off a hurt ankle, refusing to say die like this team has done this whole season. Chet's gotten a lot of slander. He got a lot early in the game. There were multiple moments where I'm like, what is Chet doing? Like he's struggling out there. But it feels like he really settled in this fourth quarter. We talk about growing up moments. That fourth quarter felt like a grow up moment for this whole team, but specifically Chet. I can't say how impressed I was with him down the stretch of that game.
It felt like his defense early in the fourth quarter where he got switched on Haliburton a lot. And it felt like, oh man, here we go again. Because he was kind of getting what he wanted at the rim with Chet on him one-on-one. But there was a play, it wasn't on Tyrese, but there was a couple of plays where I think it was on Miles Turner where he like stood, he didn't jump when Miles Turner was trying to take a three. He kept his feet down, and like that just completely stopped one of those plays where they were probably trying to move the ball around a lot. And like you said, Cole, with the rebounding, I looked this up before we started the pod. Do you want to guess how many, if you haven't looked it up, how many Thunder players didn't out rebound Miles Turner? Did not out rebound Miles Turner. If you had to put a number on it.
I know he didn't get. I think he had like 2, 3, or 4 rebounds. Like he definitely did not have more than 3 or 4 rebounds.
2 Thunder players did not out rebound Miles Turner. It was Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. Like that. That's great. Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, Kenrich Williams, like everybody. And that's a testimony to Chet. Like Chet was on Miles Turner for most of that game, and he completely neutralized him on that field. So like that was such a crazy thing that I looked at before we started recording. Like just Miles Turner completely did not have anything in any aspect. And I also went 0 of 6 from 3, where like, again, that's Chet. That's a lot of Chet, like sticking, not jumping on those pump fakes. So my God.
Yeah, we actually won the battle on the boards.
I mean, it felt like the energy was huge in that fourth quarter. For a majority of the night, it felt like we were fighting on the boards. Real quick, I just want to bring up a stat. It's not really super relevant to this current conversation, but I saw it and it's actually insane. Shout out to Carson over at Nerd Sesh. Thunder were first team to win an NBA Finals game with 3 threes or fewer since Boston in 2010. It's been 15 years since it's been 3 threes.
3. I mean, that's the
and it was the Lou Dort, and one of them we didn't even see because ESPN blacked out when Lou Dort shot the 3. And I was like, what just happened? And that felt like we talked about the Pacers dark magic. I was like, did they just erase a Lou Dort 3 from from existence in live time on Friday the 13th? Nonetheless, you want to talk about momentum? Beating the Pacers out of all teams on Friday the 13th
that might be why we won. It's Friday the 13th,
and it was the only 3 in the first half too. So like we didn't even get to see a shot.
No, we didn't get to see a 3 go down for the first half on the Thunder side, and then Caruso that big 3. And then the Shai step back 3. Like literally the fact that I can name every 3.
Yeah. They were all pivotal.
Off the top of my head. It's
that's
crazy,
called efficiency. That's how called efficiency when all your 3s matter. You just make 3 of them, they all matter.
And
if you only hit 3 threes, they're all big 3s.
They're huge.
You guys know what's efficient? Having 2 Matts on the pod. Ladies and gentlemen,
that's
please
a Matt efficiency right there.
But you know what? No, boo this man. Boo this man for putting $125 in the Thunder losing.
Yeah, Moles, come on, man. Come on.
Best money I've ever spent. Look,
actually,
literally could have just sent it to me or Moles or Dylan or whoever.
Donation, man. Come on now.
Yeah. I also now that we're trashing Matt's a little bit, I do want to say something I wanted to mention at the beginning of the pod.
Oh my God. Don't you dare say you put money on the Pacers.
I didn't put money on this game. I watched about half of the first quarter, thought I knew what was going to happen. And then I I turned on a movie and I turned back into the fourth
Oh
quarter.
my gosh!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
See,
I'm sorry.
no,
like
I
listen. I didn't do what a lot of Thunder Twitter did. And I didn't go on Twitter and say like our season's over and we're gonna lose and like trade, whoever. I just logged off. I was like, I think I know what's gonna happen. I don't want this. I was so physiologically damaged by that. Like I felt like the Nuggets series. I couldn't do it again, and I had to just step away. And I came back in the fourth quarter. And
I'm gonna be real with you. We want to talk about emotions. I think when we went up by 4, I legit almost started breaking out in tears. I
was emotionally like a wreck, dude. I couldn't do it.
I was so like emotionally like up and down. Shout out to Matt in the chat.
Well, Matty is throwing.
I'm sorry to Matthew Nguyen. It's a bad name for the Mats, but listen, I couldn't. I could not do it.
Replacement Mats on the Top at Thunder podcast. I'm just kidding.
I had to put that out because we went too far in the podcast without me saying it. I wanted to be honest with everybody. I watched the fourth quarter. I didn't watch the rest. I'm sorry. I couldn't.
Wow, Tierney's a front runner.
I couldn't. I'm sorry. I was so. It felt like the Nuggets game. Game 4. Yeah, felt like Nuggets game 4 all over again. I was a mess.
All right. Anyways, go ahead, Molson.
Well, okay.
My God, we have
I'm
another person joining.
I'm not going to defend my position because I would do that 10 times out of 10 with the situation, with what was at hand. Basically, to me, I felt like I paid $125 for us to finally get a win on the road and to be back in the driver's seat. So, yes, I'm doing that every time.
Pay to win situation.
Your finances.
I mean, I'll light it on fire. I don't care. Like if I could guarantee,
$125.
If I could guarantee that we win both the next games, then right now I would go get $250. And
would you put that bet in again, Moles? Would you do it again for Game 5 and for Game 6?
I want to say I'm supposed to be in OKC for Game 5, so I'm going to put that 12 straight wins in.
I'm not. I bet for Oklahoma City to win Game 5. I'm not betting against them at home. That's stupid. Like that was my whole mindset was that they won't lose an elimination game at home. They won't lose another game at home this year. They got to get one of the next 2 on the road, and the only way I lose is if we don't get one of those 2.
So Mills, if you lost that bet though, then like that bet's over now, right? Because we won Game 4, so you should.
It's done, but the bet included. It was exact bet for OKC to win Game 5.
So the only way this continues is if you put another $125 for the Pacers to win Game 5.
No.
6.
No, we don't gotta do that.
I'll put it on OKC to win.
All right. We're getting away from like what we should be talking about on the pod.
You booed me the second I came on here.
We're all over the place.
I'll boo you again. I'll boo you again. I'll do it again.
Joining us from backstage, I'm sure he's got some takes. He's cracking up right now. We got Stephen Dolan.
Hi, Dolan. Hi,
Boom. Yeah, boom. Thank you. Boo him. What are we doing?
I don't think it was Maddie's bet that got us the win. I think it was all of our reaction to Maddie's bet.
Yeah.
Posthumous.
Yeah, I'm happy not one of us said good call. I'm happy we're all like boo.
It's an emotional hedge. It's what it is. It's an emotional hedge.
I will never emotional hedge. I don't either. Ride or die. I
haven't bet a single bet on the Thunder.
Because all you do is reduce your upside as well. Like you reduce your downside, but your upside's cut in.
Because your upside is you win, but you also lose a lot of money.
Listen. Me losing $125 compared to an OKC title, there is no reduction in upside. That money never existed. You almost had me.
Just give it to one of us.
However, I don't see an argument against now you have to do it again.
Yeah, but I'm not betting.
And we all have to boo you again.
I'm not betting against OKC at home.
That's what I was saying.
You were obligated.
That's what I'm saying.
The bet was OKC wins at home.
All right.
The bet is that you're emotionally hedging. The bet is you're emotionally hedging, so you do it again.
Can we talk about Alex Caruso or Jaylen Williams?
No, we're talking about
I can't say definitively whether it was his bet or our reaction to his bet that got the Thunder the win. but it is our obligation to recreate that situation because it was one of the two.
I agree.
Okay,
Mose, you have an obligation now.
I will put money on the Pacers to win
Thank
game
you.
6.
Thank you. No, and game 5.
$125.
No, that wasn't the bet.
Oh no! All right. Anyways,
so who else would literally get shot for Alex Caruso? Because I'm one of them. I'll put my life on the line.
I would do the same.
Bro,
I'd literally die.
I would murder for Alex Caruso.
Whether Tierney, I'd kill you for Alex Caruso.
I would kill you for Alex Caruso.
And you know what? That's
we would die at the same time, stabbing each other.
Yeah.
What is happening?
Moles, I'm not saying we have to, but I'm saying if Alex Caruso asked nicely for me and Tierney to stab each other at the same time,
if Alex Caruso was like Conan and Tierney need to be in an alleyway and simultaneously stab each other and die, we'd be like, thank you for all you've done, Alex Caruso. We love you to death. We will do it.
I would not question it even in the slightest. I'd say, you know what you're doing. I'd say, I'm proud to be part of the Caruso, and I'd be done.
Yep.
On the schedule for game 5, Maddie must place a bet for the Pacers to win. We all boo him.
Mm-hmm. You 3 boo him.
Then Matt and Cone must stab each other.
No, we die.
Well, I just gotta remember what
this is our last podcast together.
If Alex Caruso asks us to, then we will. That's the way it works. Which I might actually.
I feel like he is.
In addition to hopefully being OKC for Game 5, I'll hopefully be at if they have media availability the day prior for the Thunder. Hopefully I'll be there. So I'll ask Alex Caruso, do you need me and Matt Tierney to stab each other?
And he'll be like, oh yeah, Matt Tierney, I know that guy. Yeah, kill him.
Yeah.
Go kill him. Yeah, no, Caruso, obviously, we talked about the 3. That was great. He was getting downhill early on, got some free throws. That steal he had in the fourth quarter, I don't remember who it was he stole, but he just jumped straight up in the air to deflect it off the anticipation. And he recreated –
rebound?
Well, he recreated the Shai shot against the Pelicans in the play-in game. There down the stretch from where he was like fading baseline, hit that fadeaway.
That was a nutty Caruso bucket.
Shot
that
clock
was
going
crazy.
down too. Like, man,
that was a Shea type shot from Caruso.
That was with his left hand, which I didn't know he was capable of doing. I feel like he always goes right, and he made 2 left-handed shots.
Yeah, he was on one tonight, man. I mean, he realistically, like him and Jaylen Williams are the reasons we were as close as we were, like at halftime and like the beginning portions of the game, because obviously, like we talked about, like Shai was gassed early on in this game. Chet didn't get it going really until like the second half. It was really Dub and Caruso as our offense, and both of their strategies was get downhill. Like we was attacking relentlessly downhill, and Caruso, I mean he was all parts of the bald-headed demon tonight. In terms of like, what he was doing, just frustrating guys, picking them up full court, poking at the basketball, trying to get it loose. Had 5 steals tonight. See, I wasn't sure if the numbers translated or not, but he had 6 stocks, 5 steals tonight, 20 points, 7 of 9 shooting, hit 1 of 2 from 3, 5 of 7 for free throws. 7 free throws for Caruso tonight, guys. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. We actually played downhill the way we did in Game 2, the way we did for a majority of Game 1. Like that. We need to hit 3s. Like we're not going to win again just hitting 3 threes. It's not going to happen. But if we can go out,
that it did.
Did you? Well, you weren't on here for the stat. I said, do you know the last time a team won a finals game hitting 3 or less threes?
Oh, I don't know, 99 Spurs. I don't know.
2010 actually. The Celtics did it. 2010. They won a game. So a little bit more recent, but still like 15 years it's been since the team won. In the year 2025, the year of our savior Alex Caruso.
The year of our Lord and Savior Alex Caruso.
The year in which he instructs Tierney and I to stab each other as part of the prophecy. We only hit 3 threes and won an NBA Finals game.
So shall be written.
BC stands for before Caruso. People don't know that.
Yeah, very few now. But he was, I mean, you talk about bringing in a championship veteran, someone who's been here and done this before, and just the way he executes so perfectly defensively and offensively. He was such a big spark plug. The only thing I don't know if I want to see Caruso do again is inbound the basketball. There have been a couple of times where I have been a little shaken. I don't know if maybe the reflection of his head bounced off something else and gets in his eyes, but it feels like there are a couple of errors there.
I think Game 3 kind of haunted us a little bit.
Yeah, they missed the free throw there at the end, and we get the rebound clean, and it looks like we're going to be able to like draw a foul, and they call a timeout. I'm like, the last thing I want us to do is have to inbound the ball again to get back to the free throw line. I'm glad that didn't come back to bite us, but like coach needs to take that one and be better, because that we saw the very next inbound we had to do on the sideline. It did not work so well for us.
Real quick on the note of Caruso, first bench player in NBA Finals history to have a game of 20+ points and 5+ steals. First player ever off the bench. Yeah, which feels pretty good. It feels pretty good to have someone who can go ahead and do that.
I think the previous game, I think I heard them on the broadcast say in the previous game, I'm total brain fart. the little guy, the little annoying guy on the Pacers.
TJ McConnell.
The little annoying guy.
Hey, don't. I've tried to forget the name too. Don't worry.
The little white guy.
They said he's the first bench player in the finals with 5 assists and 5 steals off the bench.
Yeah.
Ever. So just funny.
I mean, 3 of those you shouldn't have.
Records got broken.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, we talked about the bald-headed demon. We talked about Shai. The 3 on top of the screen here did. Moles, Dolan, do you guys have anything to add about Shai's performance tonight?
It's when they're guarding him the way they're guarding him, which is, picking up ball denial full court and then making us cross half court at 16 seconds, just making every single thing difficult. And like you guys said, he was gassed. What you need is somebody else to carry you until clutch time and him still have some energy left to finish the game. And they did that in game 3, right? The team was carried to the end of the game, and then it just didn't happen. And it happened tonight. I can't stop thinking about that catch and shoot 3 he made.
Yeah.
Where he took a beat.
Yeah.
He took a beat. It was like a 4-point game, a 2-point game, a 4-point game, a 2-point game. And then that 3 got it to 1. And it felt like just such a huge deal to get off the, not the seesaw, but, just that back and forth between 4 and 2. And he took a beat and he put some extra arch under that thing, for Shai, definitely put some air under it and just nylon, man. That was such a huge shot. I made a weird noise when that one went in.
Yeah, I screamed a lot.
There was my apartment building almost collapsed when he hit that 3. Which it didn't even feel like it in the moment because it felt like, there was a little bit more going on. Shai scored 15 of the Thunder's last 16 points, by the way. I just checked what the numbers were.
A lot of them were free throws, and people are going to make this argument online about the foul baiting thing.
I
do not give a shit. I'm sorry. I don't give a crying.
We could have scored 100. We could have scored 111 points from the free throw line. I'd be like, hell yeah.
Every single national media is going to do the free throw thing, and I don't care. Shut up.
I wish we would do that.
1,000
for
free
111 from the free throw line. I wish
we would.
111 for 111.
Yeah.
By the way, this is a quick aside. I just saw this. I'm sorry. ESPN has the highlights on the sidebar. The shot that Shai hit that 3 and then he hit the other baseline midi to put us up 1. Do you want to guess?
He got his feet wrong and kind of
stumbled and then regained his balance. Do you guys want to guess what ESPN labeled that video?
Push off.
SG,
yeah, definitely was this a travel.
Yeah, it says SGA pushes off defender to give Thunder lead. I love that. Just love that bias. That's great. I love that a lot.
It's very annoying.
I gotta say the change in rest time for Shai was an interesting adjustment.
He had a fourth quarter where he was rested for 30 seconds.
Yeah, he just needed to get him something, man. That was a big risk he took, and it was scary. It went from tied, I think, to down 4 in that time.
And he's like, all right, no more messing around. But
I'm so happy for, among other reasons, that we won the game, so we don't have to spend 2 days talking about that
40
decision.
seconds.
Yeah, 40 seconds.
But you can't talk about him without talking about Dub, because Dub certainly carried the load along that.
Was unbelievable.
Which allowed Shai to get much needed rest. And honestly, it could have gotten ugly when he came out early in the first quarter. But it didn't. We were right there. We were down 3. No, we were down 1 at the end of the first quarter because we hit a bucket or something to bring it within 1. That could have been a pretty bad stretch, and then it would have felt even worse. But like they found the right moments to get the man rest so that he had it when he needed it. He still ended up with 40 minutes played in the game, which was more than anyone else. And he looked he looked pretty gassed from the beginning of the game, in my opinion. So just props to him for being gutty, and props to Mark for finding the right times to get him rest.
Yeah, I mean, he needed it.
That block he had on Halliburton, like they ended up getting free throws off of it, which is a bummer because that was such a great defensive play.
Huge
to find the energy to block that step
and
back.
We talked about that a little bit. I thought the defense in general on Halliburton, like all down the stretch of the game, whether it was Chet, who did a really good job of holding up on a number of those ISOs, or Lou chasing him off ball. There are multiple times where he did a great job of denying off ball. Like they were trying to run that dribble handoff, the thing they love to do with Miles Turner up on the top. They just incredible job by the whole team. Caruso, great possession. Shai held up pretty well in a couple of possessions there too, especially down the stretch. And I think getting him a little bit of that rest was huge. Again, they held up huge in the first quarter. That's a moment where and even though it was 30 seconds where we took Shai out in the fourth, I was scared. I was like, if they hit a couple buckets here, like this could be it. And they did a good job. They held, which is all we needed.
Yeah, like I mentioned about the block on Howie kind of waking up Shai a little bit. 13 of his 15 points in the fourth quarter were scored after that block on Tyrese Halliburton. So after that, man, it was like the floodgates went open. I think it was 3. I had it pulled up. Hold on. It was at. Where did it?
I felt like it was pretty late in the fourth, but I could be wrong.
No, it was like 4-ish minutes left.
Yeah, 3:54.
3:54.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
13 point. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, 13 points in 3:54.
You mentioned the the block, and then they got free throws. Was I taking crazy pills, or did it feel like every time that we finally got a stop and we were going to get a rebound, they called the loose ball foul on us? It was wild. I felt like
we were.
Sure, but I mean, both teams were. Both teams were.
It was unfortunate.
It was pretty evenly called.
The rebound just kept reaching points where it would that Shai block, it just happens to fall in the middle and literally falls into Neesmith's arms, and he immediately goes up, and
who's doing the right thing.
It's just in the spot. I mean, not a lot you can do about that, but we did a great job of answering on the other end. Again, like I said, Shai slowing it down, getting that switch on Neesmith, and just kind of abusing him in the middle of the court right there. It was huge.
I don't think they can run that the whole game, right? Which is kind of why it's like they need some people to carry us to the end. But I think they found something, obviously, in particular with that J-Dub screening his guy and then getting Shai just kind of a post up at the 3-point line. And in general, I think just like guard to guard screening is something they need to utilize a lot more, like especially when Chet's out there, since his screens are being basically ineffective. Like use a guard, just stick Chet in the dunker spot where he can finish plays, and just try to get any switch you can with Shai. And obviously, like I said, that's just more down the stretch than anything else. And I think they tried it a little bit with Isaiah Joe during his brief stint in the second half. But I think that's what they have to go to.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of impact, on the box score, it was really those four we talked about. It was the big three, and it was Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guys did contribute in this game in huge ways. I thought Lou Dort played some really good defense in tonight's matchup. Whenever he was matched up against Howie, pretty much had him locked up. Most of Howie's buckets came off of switches, off screens where they was getting him downhill off ball. Also had a really huge possession. I can't remember if it was after Shai's 3 or if it was after Shai's step back after the 3. But Dort walled.
We were up 2.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Dort just absolutely walled up his man. Clutch moment there on defense. As we talked about, Chet walling up Halliburton a couple times, got a big block late. Of course, Shai's block. Lou Dort was right there. The captain, my captain of the defense, was stepping up when we needed him most.
Hey, can I ask you guys? I was watching parts of the game on mute when they called that. When there was that turnover for J-Dub right at half court, what did they call? Did they call backcourt or
8 seconds?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I thought they was going to call backcourt, and I was about to be irate because we saw
game
so
2
many backcourts by Halliburton in game 2.
No, they weren't either. Neither was J-Dubs. But anyway, they didn't call it, so crisis averted.
I can't believe Lou Dort went 33 minutes and went 2 for 2.
And the 1 3 he took was like the most contested 3 Lou Dort has ever taken.
2 of 2 and plus 3.
Huge steal by Lou and Caruso to get that ball and like going, down the other way. He was one of the only last 16 points that wasn't from Shai. Yeah. But Lou's decision to go up with that, I was like, oh my god,
that was you could have just given it to Caruso, easy 2 points, and he went 1 of 2 from the free throw line.
Kind of slowed down a little bit and then bursted to go back up. I'm like, whoa, Lou, chill.
If he made the free throws, it would have been fine, but I guess it didn't really matter.
He made one at least. He made one. We haven't talked much about Jaylen Williams. I got to talk about Jaylen Williams.
You got to talk about Jaylen Williams.
Biggest game of his career. Obviously, the later we get in the finals, the biggest game of his career. But 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Shot 45% from the field. Had a couple of turnovers in there where it's like, need to slow it down a little bit. But I felt like in the fourth quarter, third quarter, he was controlled a little bit more down the stretch of the game. And 11 of 11 from the line. That's the big thing. Wasn't phased at all. And this is what Dub needs to do. The game becomes so much easier for Dub when he's getting downhill and attacking and being aggressive. That's what happened in the second quarter when we built up that little lead before the Pacers eventually came back and took 3 going into halftime. But people are getting mad. They're like, oh, the Thunder keep getting these free throws. We were just like literally putting our head down and getting mauled on the inside. And a lot of that was Dub because, we were doing a good job of giving him this runway, and he's got that pull up midi. when he takes those shots, it's great. Like he's efficient with those looks most times. But Dub is at his best when he's getting downhill. He's getting to that scoop layup. He's trying to fight through contact, or he's dishing to someone under the basket. And I just thought he did such a good job of getting downhill and attacking and being physical in this game. And that's a big reason why we stayed in this, because a lot of Shai's scoring came in the fourth quarter. In the rest of the game, it was J-Dub.
J-Dub, I feel like, I don't know why, but I felt like his fourth quarter stats were more than what they are on paper, because he only went 2 of 4. He had 4 points, 2 rebounds, and assists, but it felt like he was so much more impactful than that on just from the eyeball test. And I don't remember who said it, but like the fact that he was able to get downhill in the fourth quarter, the one that stuck out to me was one where it was just off of a screen. He had an insane left-hand layup, unbelievable finish. Those types of plays.
I think it's probably also because he closed the third with Shai out.
Maybe. Yeah.
That feels like fourth quarter minutes, right? Because that's usually Shai out time.
But I don't know if you were here when I said it, Steven, but I didn't watch until the fourth quarter because I was too emotionally a wreck.
Oh.
Okay. So I don't think that was the reason. But the Dub impact felt like that's what freed up Shai a lot too. The fact that you have 2 guys that can just get whatever they want at the rim was pretty insane. And going to the first half with J-Dub, he had 11 free throws, but he had 6 of those in the first quarter, and I felt like that was we talked about
he was most of our offense in the first.
Yeah. That was a big reason we were hemorrhaging on the 3-point line, and that was the reason why we were not completely out of it. So that's
Indy was hitting everything.
They were on fire.
So all those drives. All those drives that Dub was either finishing or getting to the line, they were stabilizing buckets. They were momentum stopping buckets. Especially whenever you're fouled, the crowd's energized after hitting a 3 or 2 threes in a row. Then you get fouled. Everybody kind of simmers down as you get to the line. So those are huge plays for him.
My God,
good Lord. Obi Toppin, I'm about sick of.
Man, there are times where it feels like the Pacers legit have 5 PJ Washingtons out on the perimeter.
It's just PTSD at this point.
They actually are one of the most terrifying teams. Just watching them against other teams, this team is insane. This is such a good squad throughout the playoffs. And then they'll play your team, and you understand why people this team has sacrificed people to literally be this good.
It's always above average. They're always above average for their regular season. I don't get it.
They just click. I mean, the defensive, especially intensity that they've turned up, has been ridiculously impressive throughout this run. And I felt like, against us with our defensive pressure, it might slow the offense a little bit, which, it has at moments. In the fourth quarter, what they shoot from 3 was 0 of 6, 0 of 7. I don't think they made it.
They were 0 of 8 at one point. They were I don't know what they finished.
They were 0 of 8, 5 of 18 with 3 turnovers. The defense turned up. And I felt like it was special in that fourth quarter. It's what it's been the whole season. But, this team, legit, the Pacers make you reevaluate life sometimes when you're like, what just happened?
That was us today.
Caruso
I think I have to correct you there, though. The defense turned up.
All the
my
way.
fault.
Uh,
Good call.
Caruso becomes first player in NBA history to have 2 20-point games in an NBA Finals after having 0 in the regular season.
I saw that too.
That
And
is
he also
crazy.
Playoff
almost
Roger, baby.
outscored everybody on the page.
Is Shai going to get Iggy'd? Could Shai get Iguodala?
Oh,
Oh no.
listen, if Alex
We
Caruso
were
wins
always
the NBA
looking for
Finals, it'd be pretty
Iguodala.
No
good.
That
shot.
would be hilarious.
He won't. Let's go win the series. But I mean, imagine we get up there and Shai's getting ready to accept the Finals MVP trophy, and it's Alex Caruso's name who comes out of Adam Silver's mouth. That would be crazy.
Who was that in the Eastern Conference Final? Was that Tyrese Halliburton that like walked up for the?
He
Yeah,
like started.
But you know, just to throw it out there, Alex Caruso was plus 14. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was 0. So
Dolan, it was
There
you
you
who
go.
tweeted, and I think about this all the time. Do you know how many first-round picks I would have given up for Alex Caruso if I knew about this in the moment? If we gave up two first-round picks, I would have been like, 2 firsts is a bit, but we've got a million of them. I'm fine with that. I'll live
I think they
with
threw
it.
out 4 at one point.
Yeah, I mean, literally, knowing what I would have given him 17. I would have given all like every
7? I don't know.
I would have stabbed Tierney and given him 17.
We would have done so much for this.
I would have done it.
Carnisovis, do you want us to stab each other? It's on the table.
Yeah, I get a call from an anonymous number in Oklahoma City, and it's Sam Presti
And
on
a
their line.
knife in the mail.
He's like, hey Carl, I got something coming your way, man. I just need you to use that to stab Matt Tierney on Twitter, and we're gonna get Alex Caruso on the roster. No first round picks included.
Bro, I've been getting spam calls from 405 area codes. Now I know who's been calling me.
There you
It's
go.
Alex Caruso asking you to
Alex
stab
Caruso
me.
this whole time.
Hey,
Damn.
real quick, Cohen, I feel like you'd be good at finding this. Though, when you might know this offhand, I don't know. Shai has 131 points through 4 games in the NBA Finals. I know he had the most points through 2 games. I just was curious, like, what his standing is through 4 games at this point. Obviously, he had a little bit of a letdown with 24 points in Game 3, so that might hamper his chance. But I mean, 38,
Be up there.
38, 34, 35.
He's still averaging 30 at this point.
He's averaging 32.7, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, but
32.
How many?
32.
He's got what 131 right now.
if this game goes, if this series goes 7, he's got to hit it.
All time through the first. This is not first 4 career games. I was just real quick. I was able to find first 4 of a final series. Actually, well, I mean, I guess because Rick Barry all time 165 through the first 4 games of one of the NBA Finals series, probably like 19.
The first 2
like
games
40.5.
His first 2 finals games. Like it was not.
Okay.
Two
Yeah, so-
finals games.
Yeah.
But Rick Barry number 1 on that list, and then it's Allen Iverson with 141, and then Shai with 131 in 3rd place.
Gotcha.
My tactic was I was just looking up Allen Iverson's.
That was a good call. Yeah, I mean, if you just want to get that number,
Smart.
it gets you there.
So we need a 50 burger in Game 5. That's
Yeah.
That'd be
We
cool.
get free
Well,
Wingstop
so-
if Shai gets 50. No one's
If
talking
you were
about
curious, Iverson then scored 37 in Game 5 in a loss. So that's the bar.
that.
That
What
it.
was Shai at? How many did Shai have?
He's at 131.
So he's 10
10
short,
points off.
so-
It's 47 in a win.
Yeah, it needs to get 47 to catch him. No big
If he
deal.
gets 50, I don't. The wings that we get free wings in
Oh,
Oklahoma.
by the way, guess what? We have our own little Pacers stat. You know, the Pacers have all those stats where it's like the first team that's down this much and has done this.
we
and
get a
that, and they
Pacers
still
stat now.
won.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, we have a Pacers stat.
Hell yeah.
Thunder tonight. Previously, teams that recorded 10 or fewer assists, 15 or more turnovers, and shot less than 20% from 3 were 0-82 all time in games
Oh,
tonight.
full NBA season worth. Wow.
Yeah,
We did one of those in a previous series, right? Was it
the Grizzlies come
Nuggets
back probably.
Maybe.
No, there was a game
Nuggets
against
game
the
4?
Nuggets, I think, where it was like, no, it was the Wolves game. It was the game 4 of the Wolves series,
Guys, can you
where it
remember
was like the
game
only
four of the
team
Wolves?
to ever like lose the 3-point shooting,
Oh, yeah,
rebounding,
yeah.
We
field
lost, like,
goal
everything.
shooting,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we
assists,
lost turnover. I think
and
we
then
lost points off turnovers, rebounding, 3-point shooting. Like, they still found a way to win.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
yeah, we don't have the Pacers comebacks, but like if you put on the screen, like I don't know, game 4 of the Nuggets series, game 5 of the Nuggets series, like these times where they've been down like 9 points with 6 minutes left or something on the road, or not on the road, but like those are legitimate like big boy wins to make those comebacks. It's not miracles like the Pacers, but it's like pretty close. Like you really have to buckle down and get stops and get buckets in the half court, which is what happened. Which is what happened tonight. They were able to execute in the half court over and over and over, and just big boy stuff from the MVP.
And
oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, for one of the
we have a hex pod. We have a hex pod.
Joining the podcast from the Wu-Tang Clan concert, we've got Alex.
What up, man?
How was Wu-Tang?
Oh, it was awesome, man. It was nerve-wracking watching the fucking game on the freaking phone the whole time. Like the fourth quarter, like that shit doesn't update. It's horrible reception in an arena, and it's just like we're tied. We're down by 1. We're down by 2. We're down by 3. We're up by 1. It was awesome, amazing, and it took like 20 years off my life. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I was wondering if Alex was driving away from the concert while it's still going on.
I was like, they're just playing on the street.
He had to leave.
I'm just out here in Dallas traffic, just doing irresponsible shit.
We're
I'm
just
good.
vibing, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to say, Game 5 is gonna be hyped. I love you guys.
Alex,
I'll
see you there.
Y'all
I'll see you there in Game 5, brother.
All right, man.
We might kill each other before then, but
It might happen. 4 hours.
Oh no, Alex doesn't know about Tyrion and I stabbing each other.
Oh no.
Alex,
you gotta listen to the pod.
You gotta listen. Just listen to the pod, Alex.
He said, and I'm out.
That was the last time. That's the last time we're ever going to talk to Alex. Oh my god.
Oh, man,
well, Caruso hasn't said when we need to stab each other yet.
True.
Like halftime.
Officially, this is the closest the Thunder have ever been to a title because we only won 1 game.
It is.
Good point. Yeah.
2 more. 0-0, but 2 more.
0,
Yeah,
0, but 2 more.
Me, Dylan, and Tyrion were talking about this. The funniest outcome, like for the bit, is the Thunder are 0-0. It's 3-3 going into Game 7, and they win a championship by going up 1-0 after being 0-0 the entire season.
It
is baby.
The funniest bit possible. I love to just win the next 2 games and shut this down, but it would be kind of hilarious.
Yeah, it'd be funny. One more thing about how this reminds us about the Nugget series. If you guys remember, like I know it feels like years ago at this point, but Game 4 of the Nugget series was one of the ugliest basketball games that I've ever seen.
92-87.
Yeah, but again, we was able to pull it out in the clutch. And tonight, it looked really good for the Pacers in a lot of different moments, probably for like 3/4 of this game. And in the fourth quarter, it finally started to click for the Thunder. But before that, like it was one of the ugliest games we played of the season in terms of like the shooting, the turnovers, and just letting them go on defense. Was not bringing the intensity on defense. And again, like just the similarities between the series is kind of wild. And if that's the script we're following, I like how the movie ends. That's all I gotta say.
I think Alex Spears on Down to Dunk mentioned that the Pacers, when they shoot at or above 36% from 3, are like have not lost a game in the playoffs, and when they shoot below it, they haven't won a game. The Pacers were 39% from 3 heading into the fourth, and then promptly went 0 for 8 and went to 30.6%. So I feel like the Thunder were just like, hey, let's just get that 3-point percentage and below 36%. We're good. It's a game plan. It's a good game.
Let's just score more points than them, to be honest, man.
Let's not let them shoot as many threes.
Just literally run the score play, brother, and we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like it's crazy that we're like that. There was a moment where that game got scary. Like down 10 in that third quarter, I was like, there's still plenty of time. Like we're fine. But I think it was Siakam hit a 3 to put them up like 10, and we called timeout. And my fiance was FaceTiming her family, and she came out of the room after finishing the FaceTime and walked out and looked at me. And I was definitely like this, head in my hands. My mom apparently texted her on the side and said, "Is Connor okay?"
I'm not. I really almost turned it off when he made that 3.
I had it.
Or at least like just started tracking the score on the app instead of actually watching. That's the closest I've come.
Okay. Do any of you in these playoffs, like this is the first time I've actually turned it off, but do any of you like just mute it and just like
I muted during halftime and timeouts and
no, but like during the game, like when they go on a run, you just mute it.
It's not. I end up watching on mute a lot, but it's not as like a reaction to anything.
No, it's a reaction for me.
I'm sitting in the living room.
I was just wondering.
With my family around.
Not that I
not
do.
caring about the game. So
not that I do that. I was just wondering if anyone did it.
My thing is, if I see them get like a wide open three, I just look down and wait for the crowd reaction.
That's basically the same thing.
It's the opposite.
No, it's not. But I'll take.
He's muting his eyes.
So he's visually muting him audibly.
Benedict Mathurin disaster class down the stretch.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We didn't get the Benedict Mathurin.
Math was not Mathurin.
I was like, that was good. That was good. I was like, Mathurin cannot
appreciate that more.
27 points. Like, it just can't happen again. And thankfully, he did not. But multiple missed free throws, 2 away from the play fouls, which is crazy.
One where he just like took Shai's legs out.
Shoulder checked. And I know people are upset about like the Thunder getting free throws and stuff, but like, come on, he literally just. If you want to talk about him grabbing Dub's wrist and being like, I don't know, sure, I could let you have that one. Like, yeah, you could argue that maybe that's a little light, but the second one, he just like literally bulldozed Shai. I'm like, literally, what are you doing? Which is tough. I mean, I don't think. If Mathurin makes those free throws and doesn't have, like, I still think we win the game, but that was a really tough momentum swing.
Probably. But it definitely gets into like Pacers black magic territory.
Yeah, it definitely gets into Halliburton spinning logo 3 4-point play down 3 to put them up 1 with point 3 left.
Larry Johnson-esque.
Dude. I gotta give Halliburton's credit. Like, obviously, he's had a phenomenal playoffs. Dude,
this is topic Thunder, not topic Pacers.
Listen, Dylan, I'm gonna go make my YouTube video be super objective and normal and professional and stuff. But right now, shut up, dude.
I'm just saying that layup.
This is not the place for that.
Nasty.
But Halliburton had a number of nutty finishes in this game. I was like, what is going on?
Those fucking like
the double clutch, reverse with the right hand.
My God.
Him hitting the logo 3 early, only to go 0 for 6 the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's
nice. True. I didn't realize
he hit that first 3, and I was like, probably can't be one of those games. It can't be one of those games.
And it always just looks bad, and you're like, oh, there's no shot.
It's
and
gross.
It goes in. But yeah, fellas.
Actually, wait, Dolan, are we gonna have a problem?
Right.
He does.
You know what?
I'm not following.
It's an inside thing.
I'll tell you about it when the pod wraps up. You don't get it.
I promise. I had to put it on the podcast. I'm sorry.
Here, are we gonna have a problem?
We're wrapping up. I want to do it at the end. I'm sorry.
Does Alex Caruso want us to have a problem?
I go to Game 5. Yeah, Terry, that's what I'm going to say to you when I walk up to stab you because Alex Caruso asked me to.
Problem.
It's gonna be so funny. I go to Game 5 and I see that guy again.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dolan. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I had to do
it. Dolan said,
"Are we gonna have a problem?"
Dolan's ready to say, "You know what? Yeah, we do have a problem.
We do. Yeah, actually.
Dolan's like, I want all this smoke.
Meet me halfway.
All right,
meet me halfway. Fellas. See you in Utah, bro.
See you in like Oregon. I don't know wherever halfway is."
Predictions for Game 5 in OKC, Father's Day.
Oh boy, I forgot about that. Oh no,
man,
I have to be with the family.
That's not accurate, is it?
Yeah, it's No, it's Monday. It's Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday. Yeah.
Oh, I thought Sunday.
Huge boys.
I was lied to.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah, no, it's Monday. It's 2 days off rest.
Let's go.
Extra day of rest for the ankle and the butt.
Yeah,
the butt.
That J-Dub crash, by the way. We didn't talk about that. That was scary as hell.
Dub felt hard as hell on his butt and just got up.
He just was good to go.
Twice he fell hard on his butt. And I hope Chet's ankle's okay because I think he rolled it 3 times.
Yeah.
Bro, it was great. It literally felt like they had it just on repeat, but they were just green screening in new situations.
We're going to get like an injury report.
Rolled it back the other way, rolled it again.
So he'll be okay. But...
We're going to get an injury report tomorrow. Be like, Chet Holmgren, triple ankle sprain. It's like, how the hell did they do that?
High ankle sprain, middle ankle sprain,
lower ankle sprain, all of them.
Yeah. X-ray results. It's just a pretzel in there.
Yeah.
No. Okay, yeah, Monday. Game 5 prediction. I mean, Cohen's going to be in the building, risking his 12-0 streak. What would this would be? Win 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we're all picking the Thunder, but how much are you picking the Thunder?
I hate how Vegas has done us this
9.5.
series.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
Thunder by
9.5.
is the line.
I don't like it.
Man,
They-
I would love
they
a
put us-
Con
they put us
Blanc
way
win.
too
It'd be
high
so
every time.
nice.
Just make us underdog.
Just make it like 1.5 point favorites.
Not at home.
But
1.5 point favorites would be fine.
It started as 5.5, and it grew to 6.5 point favorites before the game tonight.
This game,
Yeah.
I was tracking it all day. It was bouncing
It
back and
covered
forth
then.
from 5.5 to 6.5. Like
It covered barely.
And
It
we
bounced
covered.
back and forth like 6
That's
times.
good shit, boys. Hell yeah.
For me personally, I think Thunder by like 8. I think it's similar where it's close back and forth, but that we have a little bit more momentum in that fourth quarter. They try to do their thing, but we slam the door shut, win by 8 points, and go up 3-2 and 1 game away from an NBA Finals champ. Or I was saying NBA Finals championship. Just say
NBA
title,
Finals
whatever.
championship.
Yeah,
NBA
let's
Finals
go.
championship.
World
Shout out the NBA
champion.
Finals championship. World
I
champ.
always say
Yes,
Thunder
world
by
We
champion.
are
12.
the world
And
champions.
it's
if we win
always
this.
Thunder by 12. So
It's like
Thunder by 19.
Whoa.
okay.
I'm going under the spread. I'm sick of Vegas overhyping our team. I don't like it. It's Thunder by
Our
6.
6-8 win team.
I don't care. I don't.
Yeah, stop
we're-
hyping this stupid 68 win team.
They had the Thunder like minus 450 to win the series when the Pacers were up 2-1. It's like we gotta give the Pacers some credit. I
Tierney,
don't care they won 68
Tierney,
games.
Caruso might not have to tell me to stab you. I can't lie.
Tierney, are we gonna have a problem?
We have a problem. I just want Vegas to be a little bit more fair to the Pacers. Stop giving them bulletin board material.
Yo, we were down by like 8 early or something, and we were still like 1.5 point favorites.
It's
Like,
crazy.
I was just like, kid, what are we doing?
Give
We
the
can't even
Pacers
do
some
this
I
respect.
right
saw
dude.
I saw a tweet. We were down like 8 going or 7 going to the fourth quarter, and we were still favorites to win the finals. I'm like, hell yeah.
I hate that.
That's awesome.
Thunder by 6 tomorrow or Monday. That's my prediction.
Okay, so Maddie, if you predict the Pacers to win, then even if the Thunder lose, you'll be able to say my prediction was right. So
Yeah,
predict-
pick
pick
the
ahead.
Pacers.
I don't
That's
want my
true.
prediction.
Pick
to be
the
right.
Pacers or
Pick the
else.
Pacers.
I
Put
did
$125 on
I
it.
did not want to win the bet either.
Moles, are we
Okay.
gonna have a problem?
Are we gonna have a problem? Wolf?
Pacers
We're gonna have a
by
problem if you don't.
Pacers by 1 then. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
That's my moles.
Man.
That's my moles.
Ooh.
Doing it for the
Yeah.
team.
I'm gonna say Thunder by 26. I think we got.
Oh my
blow out
God,
our
Dole.
hands.
Jesus Christ. Dole.
Opposite side of the spectrum.
I say Thunder by 45.
All the
Thunder
Cardinal
by
we
50.
in.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be a fun game. I'm predicting the Thunder win, and then who knows what happens in Indiana? Like if you
I
come
do.
off of back-to-back wins,
Wait,
going
Steven
into
knows what's
Indiana,
going to happen in Indiana?
blood in the water, man. Blood in the water. I gotta say though, Pacers crowd has showed up in a better way than I would have expected them to.
They're really
Still
loud.
don't hold a candle to
No, you
OKC
don't.
though.
Second
Stop
best in the
respecting
NBA.
them.
No,
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be gracious.
we need to respect the Pacers.
That would be pretty significant though, going into Indiana game 6 having won 3 of 4.
Mhm.
Because in a series you don't kind of like look at it that way, because now we've won 2 of 3.
Mhm.
I guess because game 1 was so monumental, but like, man, that's a tough ride to get off of, having lost 3 of 4, and now your back's against the wall. So
The Thunder
Yeah.
are going to have to beat them 2 times in a row at some point.
Well,
Yeah,
no. They can win. They can go.
No, we
loss,
have-
win.
Well, yeah, if we
We
win,
have to.
Pacers
yeah,
don't have to do it,
Yeah.
but we have to
Yeah.
do it.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
Tomorrow. I get what you're saying. I think you
So
meant
Matt-
moving. I think you
So
meant
Matt
moving
started
forward.
mastering for Tierney.
I thought you meant moving forward. I thought you meant moving forward.
Moving forward.
He's Matt Tierney, not Math Tierney. There's a difference.
Yeah, there's no
and
team.
not Matherin Tierney.
That's true.
Mm.
That Dolan with the Matherin thing didn't get enough credit. I
Math
think we need
is
to give it
not
more
Matherin.
credit.
that was
Yeah.
great. That was
We're
good.
gonna have a problem.
We have a problem, Dolan.
Well,
All right.
and the 3-point shooting is considered a math problem. There you go. That's a title. The math
Yeah.
wasn't Matherin.
Yeah.
Bro, we won with 3 threes.
3 of them.
That's so
One
crazy. You told
hand.
me-
We can
you
put it
told
on
me we
one
made
hand.
3 threes tonight. I'm like, oh, we lost by like 18.
Three threes right there, baby. Let's go.
3 threes.
I started a GoFundMe so we could buy a 3-pointer in the second half. We only raised enough for 2 threes, but they were huge.
They're huge. Big
Um,
time.
yeah, fellas. Bye,
What a win. What a
It's hard to
win.
go to sleep. But hey, let's carry this momentum into our game on Monday. Thunder fans, if you are in the surrounding area of OKC, or if you're even like considering going, go to this game, man. Like, the vibes are going to be so high. The energy is electric. Like, so many people have said game 2 was the loudest arena they have ever been in sports. I think it's going to step up. I think it's going to step up in game 5. That team thrives off the energy of the crowd, and go be a part of that energy like Cone is. And Alex Roy will also be there. So, Tierney, you got to make a way over there, man. Do it.
I have no money. I'm sorry.
Tierney, we're going to have a problem if you don't get it.
I've spent so much money, dude. I'm gonna go broke on the NBA Finals. If they go under $300, I will buy a ticket.
I don't think that's.
They're not that bad right now. I can't.
I will scope it out. If they're under 300, I'll buy it, but I don't think they will.
You might get there. Like, it's right now.
We'll see by Monday. I'll keep it open. I'll keep it open.
When I first hopped on the pod, they were like 435, and now they're up about 500. So
okay.
Game 7 would be like $2,000 to get in the building.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I might have to spend that money though.
I mean, right now right now the cheapest ticket's $1,100.
Oh my god. Oh, it's the cat that almost killed himself.
It's a girl.
Caruso.
She's fine.
What's her name?
Ember.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't go to the window.
If the Thunder win game 5 and then game 6 in Indy, you bet a decent amount of money on Indy money line.
Mm-hmm.
And then if Indy wins, you let that money buy your game 7 ticket.
Yep. There you go.
You'd have to put like $500. That's
Dylan, we win the championship. You got to rename that cat to Caruso.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's a girl.
What's a girl name?
Lou wins. Name your cat Lou wins.
Caruso.
Caruso is great.
Don't talk about the Carusi. Whoever said that was
Shay's kind of a girl name.
I don't know who said Carusi, but that one's got to be stricken from the record. That was rough.
Carusi.
Yeah,
you could go Alex.
Alex could work
with a Y. Alex with a Y.
I know too many like Alexes in real life. That would be kind of weird.
Gilgis
works.
Meowlix Caruso.
Meowlix. That doesn't even.
Meowlix Carusi.
You just shoehorn meow into the name.
I feel like I need a shower after hearing Carusi.
You could have just said Mugens Alexander or Mugens Dort, and it would have been
awesome. Yeah.
Meow
Gwen's Dort.
Meow
Meow Wiggins.
That's good.
Just shoehorn it in every name.
Good call, Tierney. Good call.
Thank you.
Mark Meowgnaut.
Yep.
Or Dave Meout. No.
Everyone, the listeners are loving this segment of the podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Mark Daignault the cat.
That's his full. You have to address him by the full name the entire time. Mark Daignault the cat. Get out of that box right now. Mark Daignault the cat. You better not bite that.
Vibes are immaculate when we're making dad jokes about cat names now after a final
dad jokes about cat names.
I got to 25 years old, and this is all I got in my bag now.
Mark Daignault the cat, stop jumping through the window again.
No, I've got my bag now at 25 is Mark Daignault the cat. So it's never been more over for me.
I love it. All right, fellas, let's
what a win, boys.
If you guys are in the chat, thank you guys for tuning in. I know you guys are as hype as we are. Go ahead and like that video, subscribe to our channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out when we go live. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. It was our goal to hit that before the end of the playoffs. Guess what? The Thunder just extended the series, so we have more chances to get up there. Let's make it happen. Also, we've been getting a lot of comments on Spotify lately, so if you guys listen to Spotify, nice. Be sure to leave us a 5-star rating. Leave us some comments on the episode. Definitely appreciate those. I'll be reading those. Once we kind of get out of finals content, we'll definitely tap into those Spotify comments, read them on the show and stuff like that.
I would like Spotify to help naming the cat if they're still listening.
Yeah.
Put a comment there.
Dylan is officially going to rename his cat based on your suggestions.
Do the comments have likes? Is there like a top rated comment? Yeah. If there is, we should do the top rated comment is your cat name. They win.
That could be bad.
No, I think it's engagement. It's content.
Well,
We'll put a pin in it.
We'll see what it looks like.
CBS Sports, SGA just scored the most fourth quarter clutch time points in a finals game in the play-by-play era.
Wow. That's my
Nikola Topic, the cat.
Hey, can
Nikola Topic, NBA Finals.
95 or something.
Hey,
did you say 95 or 85?
It's like 95.
I bought the Topic jersey.
Aw, man.
I think it's 95, 96.
You bought the Topic Finals Pass jersey?
I bought the Topic Finals jersey.
That's
That's
actually so
amazing.
sick.
is it Mark Dagnall the cat presented by YouTube TV?
Mhm.
Is that it now?
Yeah, was it on YouTube TV?
Yeah. Mark Dagnall the cat, brought to you by the Believe Network.
The Believe Network. Yeah, we appreciate that.
It's a sponsored cat.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, we'll be back Monday talking about another victory for the Thunder. Hey, be excited, man. Enjoy the weekend. Celebrate Father's Day, knowing that the Thunder are 0-0. And you know what? They said it for the Pacers, so I'll say it for us. 2 wins away from the NBA Finals.
I'd rather be tied 0-0 than down 0-0.
Amen, brother.
Absolutely.
Great point. Hey, and you know what? Go into game 5 and let's try and win 0-0.
Let's try to win this game and go up 0-0, boys.
Literally, the whole season has just been like in tennis where you have advantage, but you haven't like officially.
It's deuce.
Yes, deuce, but you have advantage.
Deuce.
That's the way that we play basketball. Let's go get the advantage.
Let's get the
I like
deuce,
it.
boys.
What a sports reference.
Yeah, let's go get the Tierney. Let's bounce.
Hashtag
first
let's
and get the deuce.
get the deuce. Get the deuce. Hashtag get the deuce.
Aggressive. Let's be more aggressive than getting the deuce. Let's take the deuce.
Hashtag take the deuce.
Hashtag taste
the deuce. Chase the deuce. Why not?
Whoa.
Taste the deuce.
Shut
From
it
Cone
down.
himself. Hashtag
it
taste the
down.
deuce. Why not?
Oh, no.
I'd rather the deuce than the Caruso. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Hashtag taste the deuce, everybody. Good night.
All right. With that being said, y'all have a great night. God bless Super Nick Cannon. As always,